We are just outside Garstang, and this place here, it's a small village, I think. It's called Nuuk. We're driving towards St. Michael's now, and on the way I will explain about the road names as they were up to the Nicola Bulley case. And they have changed now because Lancashire Constabulary made a cock-up, and it's been whitewashed. It's been overpainted basically. It's Churchtown, it's called now. Churchtown. This is still not Garstang Road, but it will become Garstang Road outside this little village. Then we're on Garstang Road, and it takes us towards into St. Michael's. That was the case up to the Nicola Bulley case, and in my opinion we should be on Garstang Road now. Takes us all the way to St. Michael's, and the way it was, you have to look into a certain map, because Google Maps has been changed after Lancashire Constabulary changed the road names. You have to look into historicengland.org.uk. Google for Historic England maps, and all in the search box, Mr. Historic England maps, St. Michael's on Wire, and you get the original, the old map from this area, and you get the road names as they were before the whitewash. We're on Garstang Road now, driving towards St. Michael's, and Garstang Road ended at the crossing with Rawcliffe Road. I pointed out to you when we get there. It's the crossing with Rawcliffe Road. That's where Garstang Road originally ended. We're on Garstang Road now. Because I'm saying this because Sally Riley, she looked for dashcam evidence on Garstang Lane. There is no such place as Garstang Lane. It's Garstang Road, Blackpool Lane and Blackpool Road. And this is the beginning of St. Michael's on Wire. I have to adjust my speed here, 30-mile limit. And we should be getting to the crossing with Rawcliffe Road very shortly. There's someone waiting for a lift. That must have been the same situation with the man in black. And it's here where the white van just passed. That's got to be the crossing with Rawcliffe Road, where it says 107 miles. That's where Garstang Road ended, and from here on it became Blackpool Lane, and Blackpool Lane went all through the village, past the garage, past the grapes. You can all see it on the Historic England map. So we're on Blackpool Lane now. We were on Garstang Road, now on Blackpool Lane, and Blackpool Lane extended up to the roundabout with Hall Lane. That's where we're now. We're at the roundabout with Hall Lane. That's where Blackpool Lane ended, and from here on Blackpool Lane became Blackpool Road, and it extended all the way into Great Eccleston and further. But since Sally Riley made this mistake, or Lancashire Constabulary made the mistake, they looked for Garstang Lane, so they extended Garstang Road. They said Garstang Lane is identical with Garstang Road, and they extended Garstang Road all the way through the village, even past the roundabout, and towards Great Eccleston. So we are on the new, basically, this is the new Garstang Road, and if you look up Google Maps, it tells you two names for this road. It says Garstang Road and Blackpool Road, so they couldn't quite make up their minds. It's a whitewash. It's a big, huge cover-up. On Google Maps, this road is both called Garstang Road and Blackpool Road because Lancashire Constabulary have whitewashed it. They basically whitewashed their mistake. So I explained that one with the roads. So from Churchtown, Nuke to Churchtown to St Michael's, with the crossing with Rawcliffe Road, that was originally Garstang Road. From the crossing with Rawcliffe Road through the village to the roundabout, that was Blackpool Lane, past the Grapes, the Iron Bridge, the church, the graveyard, that was Blackpool Lane. And from the roundabout with Hall Lane towards Great Eccleston, where we drive now, that was Blackpool Road. But they have changed it now, it's all Garstang Road now, because they say Garstang Lane, that's what Sally Riley looking for, and Garstang Lane and Garstang Road is one and the same. And so they basically whitewashed it. I've just passed Marsh Farm Hall. I just had an idea. I'm gonna pay Emma a visit, a surprise visit. Not that I want to say hello or anything like that. I'll just drive into her car park and show you the situation, what it's like at Marsh Farm Hall. So that's Marsh Farm Hall. That's where Emma White lives. That's where Paul Ansel had his interview with one of the mainstream medias. I don't know which one it was. Well, you will know it. You drive in here, and that's where a certain red van was spotted while he had his interview. Back out of here. So we've got an idea now what it's like in the car park of Marsh Farm Hall, and I always say take advantage of the surprise element. I normally work by 90 seconds is the Professor Moriarty copyright. 90 seconds is the surprise element. Never extend the surprise element beyond 2 minutes. If you have to, then the surprise is lost, and you have to work by other means, but I will not go into this today. The surprise element, yes, ideally finish the job within 90 seconds, but never extend it beyond 2 minutes. And that's you using the surprise element. And afterwards, it's you have to work by other means, but that's something for specialists, and I'm not gonna go into it, and not in this channel. So, oopsie daisy, it's not easy to get out of here, and it's 7:30 in the morning. The traffic is building up. We're driving towards a certain spot now, but you will find out. Bulley, Doyle, secure the whole area. We don't want any machete blokes loitering around here. Oh no, I'm talking like Cowley now. Well, we are here in Knott End ferry car park, a remote spot of Lancashire, and I'm here for a reason. It's to do with the local person I've mentioned in the last video, Willow's Ordeal it's called, and I'm gonna update you with some news before we go ahead. And yes, I spoke about it in Willow's Ordeal video. A local person has contacted me and asked for a meeting. My associate and researcher Mike from down south dealt with the person more than I. After initially asking for a meeting, it then developed into this person putting down the rules, as in, I only meet you under such and such conditions. Nevertheless, a meeting was arranged in a remote spot of Lancashire. We are here now, Knott End ferry car park. This guy's looking at me as if I'm a nutter. I don't blame him. But the closer we got to the meeting, the more hesitant the person became, especially after I mentioned it in the last video. The person felt I revealed too much about it, became fearful, and the meeting was called off. I was never that keen on it, but Mike saw potential and felt that local knowledge would help. Sadly, my conclusion is nothing can be expected from the locals by way of help or support, especially those residing in St. Michael's. They stick closely together. A news update about Riders on the Storm 3 or 4. Riders on the Storm 3 or 4 got a copyright strike and a consequent international block. It is still sitting on YouTube, but only for me as the owner and admin to see. It was stopped at 913 views. The list of countries where it is blocked from is impressive. I have got a good geographical awareness, but there are countries on this list I've never heard about. Curtis Arnold was barred from all Lancashire, but my list of honour, the list where Riders on the Storms 3 or 4 is barred from, beats everything. I have put the list in the comments of the replacement video. Who is behind it and why? HM Coast Guard. At first I suspected a certain character from St. Michael's, but it turned out otherwise. The official narrative is I played Always the Sun by the Stranglers. In the replacement video it is Chinatown by Thin Lizzy, but only on YouTube. Rumble has still got the original version of Riders on the Storm 3 or 4. The organizations behind the official narrative are Sony Music Entertainment, Warner Music Group, and Bertelsmann Music Group in Berlin. My old enemies from the Wilhelmstraße were on the job and threw spanners into my work. This means war. Japan, Germany and the US have declared war on me. The tunes I play I get from Amazon Music for 99p each. I bought a Strangler CD with Always the Sun many years ago. Occasionally I deal with Russian pirates, but hey, I am Professor Moriarty after all. I was brought up to look at the Russians as my enemies, but they are not. Others are. I once even had a Russian girlfriend. No, I didn't bring her into the country. Someone else did long before me. She was alright, but after a few months, they all run. I have got this effect on people, especially on women. They all run. As it is written, resist the devil and he will flee from you. That's in James chapter 4 verse 7. Maybe I should ask Vladimir Putin if he can assist in the Nicola Bulley case. Maybe he has got satellite intel about what happened in the field on that morning. What do you reckon? Now we talk about, I just struggled here for a minute. I get mixed up with all that fucking paperwork I've got on me today. Mike has put some suggestions into it as well. He corrected me on certain things. It needs doing sometimes. Now it's about Willow and the Polish vet. I've got something to say about this one. In the dry dock session, Willow's ordeal, it's called, there was a comment telling us that Willow was giddy when Penny found her. The comment was gone in minutes, and it's not me doing it. If Willow was giddy, and that's most likely, then she just recovered from being sedated. How it was applied, I don't know. Maybe a spray or a cloth with chloroform or similar. If Willow was taken to Moy Vets on the same Friday, which just passed the Moy Vets, or the day after, then she was most likely examined by Polish vet Ewelina Sasak. If Ewelina found traces of a substance on Willow, then her professional findings could have sooner or later torpedoed the official narrative. So she had to go, and soon afterwards she did. What else have I got? Yeah, I've got one more topic here in Knott End to talk about. It's about the headlock. In another video, a woman called Nicola Gibbons asked how 3 people could walk next to each other on the riverside trample path. I mean, do I have to explain every little bit? Have you not got brains to think for yourselves? I explained that they would not walk next to each other. Nikki would have been in a headlock, walking a bit set back from the strangler. The other one pushed from behind. She never stood a chance. Again, all the comments, mine and hers, were removed within a few minutes. I don't know how or who by. And then there's another topic. I just remembered. I scribbled it down here, last minute change. It's actually not bad here. I thought it would be a bit more tacky, a bit more scruffy, you know. But it's in a nice weather. It's all right. And there's the ferry across to that's Fleetwood over there. There's no ferry today because I reckon it's because it's of the tide, low tide. So that's the last topic now. Last Friday, today is Friday the 15th of August. Last Friday was the 8th of August, and it was on Cleveley's beach where skeleton remains were recovered. All I have to say to this, in my opinion, the skeleton remains, they have got Derek Clayton written all over. And that concludes my visit to Knott End ferry car park and Knott End surrounding area. And I'm off to another spot now before we return to St. Michael's. But the next spot is similar, interesting. So I'll see you then.